Welcome, everyone. Today, we're getting into something really fundamental, the art, and maybe the science, too, of connecting with new people.
Yeah, those first conversations.
Exactly. We're going sort of beyond just being polite, looking at how those foundational chats actually work. We've got some great material that really breaks down how these interactions happen in the real world. So, okay, let's unpack this. How do we build that first connection?
Well, the goal here is really to see how we can turn those, potentially awkward first few moments into something smoother, maybe even meaningful.
Right.
And the stuff we're looking at, it's not just like a list of phrases to say. It's more about the building blocks underneath, how we exchange information, how we start to build potentially a relationship. It's very practical, focusing on the mechanics of getting to know someone.
I like that, the mechanics.
Yeah.
So where does it start when you first encounter someone totally new?
Well, often the very first thing, like the material points out, is just identification.
Just figuring out who they are.
Yeah, like you see someone new in the office or maybe new students in a schoolyard example from our sources. The first thought is often just, who are they?
That makes sense. It's almost instinctive, isn't it, to sort of map out who's around you?
Exactly. It's that initial scan. Maybe someone says, oh, I think they're new students. Or you just register, okay, unfamiliar face.
And then what? Once you've sort of tagged them as new.
Well, what's fascinating here is how we naturally move to get more specific. Once you know who they are, in general sense, like new person, the next step is usually finding out their name.
Okay. So moving from the category to the individual.
Precisely. The material shows this progression clearly, from who are they to asking for a name. It personalizes the interaction straight away, turns they into you.
Gotcha. And it doesn't just stop with names, does it? I mean, the examples we looked at go further.
No, definitely not. You start layering in more details, like the Greg and David example.
Right, asking about age. How old are they?
Yeah, and finding out Greg is, 14 and David is 28.
That's a big difference. It immediately tells you something.
It really does. Age gives you a quick snapshot of their likely life stage, maybe potential experiences, things you might have in common, or things that might be different. It helps you calibrate.
Calibrate. I like that. So it's not just being nosy, it's about understanding context.
Exactly. And then think about the next logical step in that example. After learning David's age, 28, the question comes up. What's David's occupation?
And the answer was, he's a lawyer.
Right. And boom, another layer of understanding. Occupation gives you so much immediate context about someone's life, potentially their interests, maybe even their skills or how they think.
So you've got identity, name, age, occupation. Quite quickly, you can build a basic profile.
You really can. These 4 pieces of information, often gathered in just a few moments of conversation, create a foundation. It's like a quick sketch of who this person is.
Okay, so you got that initial sketch.
Yeah.
But what about, keeping the connection going, moving past just that first meeting?
Yes. Maintaining contact. The material brings up that common scenario like saying, I'll call you sometime.
Which immediately leads to the need for.
My phone number. Yeah. What's your phone number? And the example was really clear. One person gives theirs, 555-5559.
And then, crucially, ask for the other person's number back. What about yours? Getting 555-8747. That reciprocity feels important.
It's huge. It's not just a transaction like getting data. It's a mutual signal.
Yeah.
It shows shared intent for, maybe future interaction.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture, this is the moment where a fleeting encounter could actually turn into something more, a potential ongoing connection.
Absolutely. It's a small step, but significant. And it's interesting how the material even touches on how numbers are exchanged in English, usually digit by digit, or maybe in small chunks like 555.
Like 5550123.
Right. Which seems minor, but it probably makes it easier to jot down or remember in the moment. It smooths the process.
That attention to detail is interesting. It's not just what you ask, but how things are exchanged. So moving beyond just contact info, the sources also really emphasize those basic question words.
Oh, definitely. The fundamental tools. Who, what, where, how, and how old.
Your conversational toolkit.
Exactly. They're presented almost like grammar practice, but the point is, these are the keys to unlock information in almost any conversation. Think about examples like, what's your favorite color? Or, where are you from?
Simple questions, but they open doors.
They really do. Who for identity, what for details, where for location or origin, how for process or manner. These words let you tailor your curiosity.
So you can ask specifically about what you're interested in without it feeling random.
Precisely. It's about using these tools effectively to guide the conversation and learn more, encouraging the other person to share. You just need to think about how to apply them naturally.
Okay, so let's remember this all together then. The material gives us a kind of model for actually meeting someone new.
Yeah, like a step-by-step interaction.
So picture it. You're in a new place, maybe a class or work, and you see someone you don't know. How do you start?
Well, one way is indirect, asking someone you already know, like, who's that? Or who's the new person on the team? Using a mutual contact.
Right, easing into it.
Or you could be more direct. But often an introduction happens. Maybe a colleague says, "Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is Ali."
Okay, the formal intro.
And then the new person responds. The examples show flexibility here. They might say, "My name's Layla." Or maybe, "My name's Fatme, but everyone calls me Fati."
Ah, the nickname. That's very common. Makes it feel a bit more relaxed.
Exactly. It acknowledges that people often go by shorter or different names in casual settings.
Okay, introductions made, names exchanged. Here's where it gets really interesting. That first direct question to the new person.
Yes, the connection point.
Like, nice to meet you, Lila. Where are you from? Simple, direct, opens the door.
A classic opener. And this is where that key piece of advice comes in. Don't stop.
Don't just ask one question and then
Yeah.
awkward silence.
Right. You need to keep the conversational ball rolling. It shows you're actually interested in the answer and in them, not just checking a box.
So what kind of follow-ups does the material suggest?
Oh, it depends on the context, naturally. If they said a country, like I'm from Iran, you might ask, "Oh, what city are you from?" to get more specific.
Makes sense. Narrowing it down.
Or if you're in a work context, maybe what's your occupation, if that hasn't come up. Or in school, who's your teacher?
So relevant follow-up questions based on the situation and their initial answer.
Exactly. Keep it flowing naturally. Now, this raises an important question. How do you keep asking questions without sounding like you're interrogating them?
Yeah, that's the tricky part. You want genuine curiosity, not an investigation.
It really comes down to the delivery, doesn't it? Your tone of voice, maybe smiling, showing you're actually listening, perhaps sharing a little bit about yourself too. It needs to feel like a two-way street.
Absolutely. It's a dance, not a deposition.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So looking back at all this, it really breaks down something we do all the time, but maybe don't consciously think about. Effective connection isn't just luck or innate charisma. It seems like it's a skill. It involves knowing these steps, asking these kinds of questions, and really engaging.
It really is a skill you can develop.
So now, hopefully, you listening have a clearer sort of blueprint for navigating those new encounters, whether it's, a party, a networking thing, or just meeting a new neighbor. It's about more than just talking. It's about understanding and building that bridge.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Think about how mastering these seemingly simple techniques could actually do more than just help you meet new people.
Oh, like what?
Well, could it open you up to totally new perspectives, maybe unexpected opportunities? What could be the ripple effect down the line of just one genuinely curious, well-asked question? Something to ponder.